Well, thank you very much indeed for such a warm welcome to Copenhagen and to Ballerup. Is this microphone working, by the way? Can you hear me? That was the opening fanfare, the music, the edited version of the fanfare from the Festmusik der Stadt Wien by Richard Strauss. Our next piece is a new piece for brass band. It certainly will probably be new to our Danish listeners. So I think I would like to tell you something about the music. Philip Wilby, the composer, has an association with the Black Dyke Mills Band, in that he is the musical associate to the band. But in addition to that, he's also written many pieces for brass band over the last 8 years, and very fine pieces of music too. This piece was written in 1990 for the National Youth Brass Band of Great Britain, and it is a musical picture, in fact 3 pictures, by the English 19th century painter Lowry. I think some of you might have seen these paintings. I must confess I've never seen any in Denmark. I've been here many times. I've never seen any Lowrys, but they are pictures which look as if they might have been painted by children. They're very simplistic. The first one, which is the first piece of music, is called Cityscape. Cityscape. Scape is a view, a scene. And this depicts the ugliness and the cruelty of the factories and the mills in the north of England, in industrial England. Lowry lived and worked in Salford, near Manchester. And in the last century, that was not a very pleasant place. The mills and the factory buildings are still there today. In the first piece, you can sense the squareness of the buildings and the ugliness of these old industrial workhouses. But in the foreground, you have people going to work, bent against the wind as they walk. But at the other end of the factory are the people coming away from work, and they're very happy and they're sort of dancing. So in the first movement, you have very ugly sounds. You can hear factory hooters and very mechanical music, but also some gentle sounds, some more rounded sounds. And the first movement is sort of man and machine in musical counterpoint. The second movement, Family Portraits, is a very beautiful piece of music. It depicts Lowry's dying mother as she was then, and it's a piece of great tenderness. The third movement is called Peel Park, and Peel Park is in Salford. In fact, the painting, the original Lowry of Peel Park, is not in the museum in Salford. It actually is in the museum in Bradford, which is the home of the Black Dyke Mills Band, so we have a little relationship with this third movement. In this movement, and I have copies of all these paintings, I say copies of these paintings at home. In this one, in the back of the painting are again the ugly mill buildings and the factories, but then there's a bandstand, and people are dancing around the bandstand, and the band is playing obviously popular classical music of the day. It starts with a fanfare, and then it's actually based on the Partitur in D major by Bach. So there are 3 movements. The first one, ugly and mechanical, Cityscape. The second one, very tender, loving and beautiful, Family Portraits, Lowry's dying mother. And the third one, Peel Park, which is happy. Thank you.